Hello everybody, welcome Cape Rugby TV. It's Wednesday night and we are here from the Cape Sun where it is the annual Western Province Rugby Football Union trophy presentation. We've been doing it for the past 8 years and of course it is the very best of Western Province Rugby players and club coaches and administrators and across the ranks that are here on an annual basis to receive their accolades going back many years. Of course, big thanks to our sponsors that are on board with Cape Rugby TV. Hisense, our official technical partner. Score Energy Drinks, you can see them behind me here. They're of course getting started with the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens this coming Saturday. And of course, Dulux Maitland at number 30, Coburg Road on board with Cape Rugby TV. And of course, don't forget Springbok Atlas, your bus transport solution provider. And those of you that have not quite found your pharmacy yet, then of course MChem 24-hour pharmacy. So tonight, MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. These are the sponsors that support Cape Rugby TV. It is all about tonight. We'll find out who the Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers players, Player of the Year, the Backline Player of the Year, and more. Let me introduce you to my first guest this evening, and of course he's been with us for a number of the shows this year and instrumental in making tonight happen, is Mr. Danny Jones, the General Manager of Western Province Rugby. Danny, it looks fantastic in there.
JP, I'm impressed. I don't know what is happening, but tonight is the night of the stars, which are our players and our clubs, and I feel like I'm at the Academy Awards. There's no doubt about it.
But there's such a good vibe around it tonight. You know, I've seen you guys often work behind the scenes and it's tension, because it's all systems go, trying to put on the production. But tonight, everybody's relaxed, it's casual, and so far we've had a couple of awards as well, and everyone looks in good spirit.
JP, planning is an important component, and a lot of hard work has gone in. When, as you know, as a producer, when the bell goes and the show starts, there's no comebacks. So you have to deliver and perform. So this is about us delivering and performing. We don't care what happened a minute before the show and a minute after the show. It's all about the show and getting our players, administrators, coaches, getting them all happy. And tonight, it's a moment from Western Province Rugby saying thank you to all those volunteers, all those community members who pay, who support their clubs, and all those Western Province players who put their hearts and bodies on the line week in, week out. So tonight we just say thank you to all of them.
I got to just ask you, I mean, if we look at some of these awards tonight, one thinks often as, you know, the Team of the Year, Player of the Year, but there are some unique awards tonight that the Player of the Year, for example, that seems to be a favorite award. But tell us about some of the other awards tonight. We're seeing Women's Rugby Awards, we're seeing Juniors Awards, a number of different categories.
JP, there's in systems theory, there is what they call the whole is more important than the sum that makes up, the sum of the parts that makes up the whole. And Western Province Rugby is the whole. So when we look at acknowledging people, we're acknowledging school players, we're acknowledging schools and clubs, we're acknowledging supporters, we're acknowledging a number of components. And for us, it's that. So tonight we're acknowledging the referees, club players, professional players, and also the women's champs. It's about everything, saying thank you.
Now when we talk about the acknowledgement, we talk about the trophy presentation, you got quite a lot of trophies at the back there.
Well, JP, the union is 25 years old and a number of our clubs are over 100. So it has been an acquisition of over 100 years of achievements. And so we needed to get many trophies, and we do have them. Every award has a trophy.
Well, it looks very exciting. Danny, we might have to catch up with you a little bit later tonight again, but I think it's time for us to get a hold of some of these guys that have so far got some of these awards, but otherwise, good luck for the night.
Thank you, JP. We appreciate this moment with you, and well done to the show, and well done to you and your staff for keeping our community updated on a weekly basis.
Right, folks, before we go to the ad break, don't forget, stick around with us tonight because there's a number of players, DHL Stormers players, DHL Western Province Rugby players, so you're going to get to see some of the pro players, so it's very exciting. Of course, a little bit later, we're still going to talk to you about the Score Western Province Rugby Sevens, that's coming up, but we'll introduce some of the winners of the various leagues tonight as well. We'll be back in a sec.
Club rugby remains to be the backbone of our amateur division. the hard work of our administrators to keep their clubs in order is well known. Let me thank you, administrators, for your hard work and your unselfish work. Be assured of the fact that your hard work in your respective clubs has never gone unnoticed.
And the winners of the Southern League first round Morning Star. Right, the winners of the Women's League are the Busy Bees women.
Right, welcome back, everybody. It's, of course, the annual Western Province Rugby Football Union Awards. And, of course, with me is the captain of Western Province Rugby, Chris Van Zyl. Chris, nice to have you here.
Thanks very much for having me, JP. Great to be here.
You seem to have a real good vibe tonight.
We're pretty excited about what lays ahead this weekend. And you can feel that the whole union's really excited about all three age groups being involved in semi-finals.
There's a lot of people that are saying that this is one of the greatest Western Province sides to take the field under the leadership of, obviously with John Dobson and that. I mean, you're right at the helm there. How does it feel?
I don't want to get carried away. I think we've played some good rugby, JP, but I think we've really been focused this year on internal standards and one of our main goals has actually been to play a brand of rugby that's exciting, that brings the people to the stadium. So we're really looking to having a good turnout on Saturday and hopefully, marching on to the final and hopefully, retaining the cup.
Paul Zacks was talking about taking a team from good to great, and the words of a writer, Collins, I think that he mentioned. What is it that has made this side so great this year?
JP, I think we were fortunate to have a great pre-season. It's strange, last year we went straight from Super Rugby straight into Currie Cup. I think that's sometimes challenging. What was great, we were able to have a proper pre-season where the guys were able to gel off the field. We're a really tight group that are hard on each other, and we remain accountable for our standards. And I think, like I mentioned earlier, one of our main things has been we've been internally focused on what we think is a championship side, and that's what we're trying to do all the time.
I'm just sitting here thinking that it's like I've almost forgotten that you've actually lifted the trophy before, the Currie Cup trophy.
Yeah, it was special last year, but if we could write it again, this is definitely going to be probably one up on that. Doing it at home potentially would be something really special.
The format is slightly different this year. I feel like the Currie Cup is a bit faster. Paul Zacks, your CEO, was also talking about rejuvenating the game, bringing a new kind of spirit to it. This year there's things like rolling subs. The game is slightly different this year. I feel like it's quicker. I feel like there's a little bit more entertainment. Do you feel it?
I think it's also got to do with that shorter format, a bit more intensity, a bit more pressure. There was no free games. We had to win all our games away from home if you wanted to get a home final. And I think that's created that potentially that higher standard and as you said, that faster game.
You've got some great guys in the team that also been on Springbok duty, Sia Khaleesi, Peter Steftatue, not here tonight, but you know, when you look at tonight's Western Province Rugby, the brand itself, you're talking about a brand that goes back many years, but you're also not. It's no joke that you're the number one brand in South Africa.
Yeah, I think so, but I think most importantly, I think we've got to refer to the rugby which we play, and I think that's the most important thing. I think that's what people associate Western Province Rugby with, is that brand, and that's what we've been striving to do, and I really hope we can continue to do that for the rest of this season and then hopefully next season.
I've got to give you guys, I'm going to let you go now, but I've got to give you guys, big props to you guys. The feeling that you guys bring across as players, the teams, you're down to earth, you leading by example from the front, and the rest of the squad. Quite often we see players in the rugby space that their heads get a little bit too big for them, and then we can't talk to them anymore, and then they're out of reach. But you guys have really kept it level and managed to stay truly Western Province Rugby. Thanks very much, Jap. I think that's a massive compliment, and I'll convey that back to the guys, because I definitely think that's one of our goals, at the union, and stay true to the people. Thanks so much for that. Thanks, Chris. Yes. Right, folks, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll keep carrying on, catching up with some of the rest of the champions of the night, of course, here at the Western Province Rugby Football Union Awards. A lot of awards went out tonight, trophies galore. We'll see you in a sec.
On behalf of Western Province Rugby, welcome to the Western Province Rugby Annual Awards Dinner 2018. Thank you for being here this evening to celebrate the achievements and outstanding performances of our athletes, teams and clubs in 2018. At this point, I wish to congratulate John Dobson and Chris van Zyl and the whole senior Currie Cup coaching, support and player group on the amazing season they've had thus far. They've won all 6 of their matches of the league phase, scoring more than 4 tries per game, earning themselves maximum points from each fixture. Most pleasingly, though, is the fact that they've had to face the Pumas, the Lions, and the Blue Bulls away from home at altitude. They've played the most scintillating rugby in the dry and handled the outrageously thunderous and wet conditions of both DHL Newlands and Loftus Versfeld, better than, frankly, any New Zealand or Northern Hemisphere team that I've seen in a long time. And they've finished the round-robin stages of the competition with a points difference of 163 points. That's more than 100 points more than their nearest competitor. Sport, as we all know, is a universal language that can bring people together, no matter what their origins, their background, their religious beliefs, or economic status. Our Currie Cup team has brought back a great deal of pride, not to mention smiles to many a Western Province Rugby faithful's face, by playing exhilarating and spectacular rugby. The achievements of a team are the results of the combined effort of each individual player and management. Individual commitment to group effort. That's what makes a team work. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Western Province Rugby is best positioned to achieve our vision of being the leading rugby union in the world. The Manchester United, the FC Barcelona, the Real Madrid of rugby. I wish to express my sincere thanks and heartfelt gratitude to all of you that have contributed to our successes and achievements this year. Of course, all of these achievements would not have been possible without the support of key stakeholders. These being our generous sponsors, our loyal fans and supporters, our dedicated and hardworking players, and of course our selfless and committed staff. In this regard, I'd also like to make special mention of the President of Western Province Rugby, Mr. Thelo Wakefield.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Cape Rugby TV. With me now, Sikombushe Noche. He's an old friend of Cape Rugby TV. We've had him on the show many times. We've done lots of interviews. Of course, just come back from a Springbok tour. Noche, great night tonight.
Yeah, great night tonight. Obviously celebrating those who've won trophies tonight, and celebrating one of the clubs. As you know, Western Province has got a huge sort of club base. You know, we go 100. We got about 102 rugby clubs in the Cape. So, you know, just celebrating those clubs. You know what they do for their communities, and it's all about them tonight.
It's not so long ago that you were just coming into this hall. Like you've come so far.
Yes, I mean, as a rugby player, obviously you start at grassroots level. You know, I was also part of a club called Laguna, down in Nyanga. So it's good to obviously celebrate these clubs, as I said, and obviously now, and representing Western Province and representing my country. So it's
Do you
awesome.
feel different?
Not really, but yeah, it feels a bit, different in terms of what you achieve and everything, people, congratulating you and stuff. So.
Well, I must say congrats. I mean, I'm looking at your rugby and you're just playing like amazing rugby. It's like, it really looks great.
Yeah, it's obviously I wouldn't have done it without teammates, so, as mentioned inside there, that our team has been doing well this season. We've got six out of 6 so far, and obviously that doesn't count. That doesn't count in finals footy, so we've got to make sure that we make it 7 out of 7. Otherwise, there's no next week besides this week, basically.
Listen, we're going to leave it there. Once again, nice to have you back here. Maybe we'll catch up a little bit later. I know you want to get back to eating the rest of your food because you guys eat so much. But yeah, no, it's fantastic to see you again.
No, thanks, James. Thanks for having me on the show.
Right, folks, Sikombushe Noche, of course, Springbok 8th man and Western Province Rugby stalwart now. Fantastic to speak to him. Stay with us. We've still got a host of interviews coming your way.
The winners of the Super League C, Macassar. The winners of the Super League B, Paul. And of course, the winners of the Super League A, the University of Stellenbosch.
Right, folks, it's chaos at the back there with me now, Benedicto Julius. Oh, well, Benedict, this must be Macassar's trophy.
Yes, eerst natuurlijk baie dankie vir almal wat vanaand hier is. Ons het nou trofee gehaal vanaand hier by die prysuitdeling. Baie gelukkig. So
Ons sien jou omtrent elke week op die TV al.
ja, was 'n groot eer vir my om hier te wees en
Is dit die eerste keer?
nee, dis my 6de keer.
Eerste keer, so dis nie 'n surprise vir jou nie. Maar dit is 'n lekker nog steeds 'n blye eer.
Yes, blye eer en 'n goeie gevoel in my binnekant.
Wat gaan hierdie trofee mee beteken vir die mense by die huis?
Dit is vir hulle sal ek nou sê 'n groot voorreg en nog moed vir hulle en positiewe dinge vir mekaar, die gemeenskap en ons as klub self.
Benedict, hier is jou trofee meneer. Wel gedaan weer eens, laat ek aanskud.
Dankie JP.
Lekker man, lekker,
Okay.
lekker. Here we go folks. Benedict Julius, captain of Macassar. They've had a great season. In fact, unbeaten this season. Except for that one little blimp, I think. What was I for? Wie was I draw?
Goedoet.
Yeah, Goodwood. Goodwood managed to just put a little kink there. We'll see in a sec. Okay, with me now, folks. Legend himself is, of course, the director of rugby at UWC, Chester Williams. Chester, we haven't had you on the show for a while. You're looking good.
I know I haven't had me for a while on the show, but it's always nice to chat to you. And Cape Rugby is always the best rugby you can get.
The Varsity Shield went like a dream for you.
Yeah, the Shield was one story, but now that we qualified to play in the Varsity Cup, it's a different story. It's a bigger challenge. The competitive is a lot tougher. The teams that we play against is very almost like a semi-professional teams, and most of those players become provincial players a year later, and Super Rugby players as well, and some surprisingly become also Springboks in the following year.
How's I think we've spoken about this before, but how does it feel coaching at a university? It's different to Timisoara.
Well, it's different because, thinking of Timisoara is also a well-known club now. They obviously associate with the Saracens in London. So they also get opportunities to get the players to train with Saracens. So it gives me an opportunity to get that experience as well. But coaching a university team in Cape Town is, I won't say a challenge. It's a great opportunity for me to develop my skill, not only as a coach, but in management. How to manage different kind of players. Whether it doesn't matter who they are, where they're coming from.
But I mean, the university players, some of them are like living on campus, some of them are living off campus. They've got to study, they've got to be finished at a certain time of the day, they've got to be then back at the books again. There's also the different dynamics at a university.
Of course, that's exactly what I mean by management, because all different kind of players and the way they think and the way they want to do things, And the most important thing for me is the studies, because it took me 43 years before I could start studying. And at the age of 48, I've got my master's degree in management, and that's why it's so important for me to make sure that those youngsters can get the education while they're playing rugby. And so the education is for me most important. So if they don't pass or don't get the credits, they can't play. So for me it's important for them to study hard, but also I train them hard. I teach them life skills and make sure that they can understand what rugby is about.
I have a personal soft spot for UWC, so I've helped there. I've been the UWC Varsity Cup mascot, or MC. So I've got a whole lot of history there. So Chessie, we keep a fond eye on you all the time.
No, thank you very much for the support, and whatever support we can get is amazing, because that we one of those so-called previously disadvantaged university. We can't actually say that anymore because it's 20 years later, So I like to think that people need to deal with us the same as any other university. We want to be competitive. We want to compete at the same level, and hence the reason why we're there at the Varsity Cup next year, is because we have proven that we can compete there.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have a great season next year.
Thank you so much. It's the first year in the Varsity Cup, and hopefully we can prove to the people that with the UWC they deserve to be in that league 2019.
We'll leave it at that. Cheers. Nice to see you again. Best of family.
Much,
Right, folks, of course, here at the Western Province Rugby Football Union annual awards dinner has been a fantastic evening, but we've still got one or two more interviews coming up. Don't go away.
Our first award for 2018 Bright Rock Bounce Player of the Year for under 19 goes to a young man who has come out of Parklands College, not a recognized rugby school, and his progress has been tremendous this year. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Ian Kitangwa.
Right, folks, with me now is Ian Kichanga. Am I saying it right, Ian?
Kitwanga.
Kitwanga.
Yeah.
Under 19 Player of the Year, Western Province Rugby. Ian, this is a fantastic trophy. It's the Bounce Trophy, Under 19 Player of the Year from Bright Rock. You must be happy with yourself.
I'm very happy actually.
Phil, is it heavy? Let's just put this over here. All right. Okay, there we go. Tell us a little about your rugby this season.
The season was pretty tough. We lost 5 games this season. We won like 3 or 4, but we're still in the semi-finals. But my season came short. I got an ankle injury.
Yeah, I saw that there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that coming along so far?
Yeah, I'm 4 weeks out from starting rehab, which is good.
All right. Yeah. But obviously, your season was good enough that the powers that be think that you're the Western Province Rugby's best under 19 player.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but I put a lot of hard work, and I think if it wasn't for the team as well, then I wouldn't have gotten this award.
And the vibe. Going back to my point, I mean, I'm fairly serious. I mean, obviously the aspirations of the team, the guys that are playing, there must be a good vibe.
It's motivating as well to see the Stormers or come in and out of there, and then you also want to be there as well one day.
But you're like bigger than most of the guys in that team.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, Ian, we're going to leave it at that. Yeah. Congratulations, you are Western Province's best rugby player under 19. So I'm going to congrats. This is your trophy for the Bright Rock Bounce Trophy. Oh, she's like, it's bendy. It's all right, rather flexible, this trophy, folks. All right, we're going to catch up with a few more of the rugby celebrities here at the Cape Sun, where it is the Western Province Rugby Football Union Annual Awards Dinner. We are now in our 8th year of doing this event, and it really is fantastic being here amongst the glitz and the glamour on the so-called red carpet of rugby. Back in a second. All right, folks, welcome back. Namakaba. I say it right?
Namakaba.
Namakaba.
Bit of a tongue twister.
No, I got to get it right. Namakaba.
Namakaba. Like you
Namakaba.
Yeah.
All right. The Bright Rock Under 21 Player of the Year. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, bit unexpected, but nonetheless, very grateful for it, and very happy for it. Yeah.
What did it feel like the team this year under 21? I mean, you guys have had a pretty good season. I think you beat EP by 173-0. Not that counts.
Yeah, not that counts, but I think we just had one game that we didn't do particularly well, but very proud of what we've done this season so far, and we just look to top it off now, going into the semis and hopefully the final. But it's been a very special time with the boys so far in the season. I mean, for most of us, our last year playing age group level rugby, so we really want to enjoy it and make the most of it. So,
is that a feeling that's going on? Like this is your last year and then it's open season?
Yeah, sort of that feeling, but we just don't want to focus too much on that. We just want to focus on enjoying it with the guys we've been playing with from a very, very young age and making the most of it basically. So
Coach Jerome Parvater, he seems like fun.
Yeah, no, he really he does focus on giving players a lot of opportunity. We want to strive to be professional, but you can't always want to be professional. All the time. So it gives a lot of us as in the leadership team opportunities to take charge. So I think it has been a lot of fun. Even with guys that study at times, they get a bit of time off because rugby isn't the main or obviously for us aspiring to be professional athletes, it's sort of a big aspect of our life, but that's not the only thing. Need to get our studies and everything else on point. So yeah.
So you got your head screwed on straight. I'm glad to hear that. Looking at the Western Province guys, the seniors above, when we had Anton van Sail, we were talking to him a little bit earlier. Looking at the players there, who would you, or even the, high up, some of our Springboks aren't here today. Of course, Eben's not here, and Peter Steff's not here, and Sia's not here. But who's your role model?
Well, I'd say right now it would probably be someone like Peter Steff Tutu and Sia Kolisi. Particularly, I really love the way Peter Steff plays, but with Sia, particularly what he's done for sort of like the black child in South African rugby. Such the role model is as a leader as well. So yeah, definitely I'd say those two.
Nice brain on you, Ngama. We'll leave it at that. Congratulations. You are the Bright Rock Western Province Rugby Under 21 Player of the Year. Well deserved.
Thank you very much, sir.
There we go.
Enjoy it.
Right, folks, that's of course us here at the Western Province Rugby Football Union Annual Awards Dinner. A lot of fun here tonight. There are trophies galore. There are all sorts of different categories, from seniors to juniors, under 19s, under 21s, women's rugby, administrators. It really has been a fantastic evening, but we've got still a lot more talking to do. We'll see you in a sec.
Our Women's Player of the Year goes to Cindy Boy.
Right, folks, welcome back. It is, of course, the annual Western Province Rugby Football Union dinner of, nearly said dinner of the year, but it's the awards of the year. Everybody's behind the scenes. We've got Stephen Nell over there from the media, Labib Levius, Ivan from CPUT, well, not CPUT anymore, but everybody with me. Let me introduce you to my guest here now, Cindy Boy, of course, Western Province Rugby Women's player. Cindy, welcome.
Thank you so much.
I've got my hand on your trophy. Tell us a little bit about what trophy I've got my hand on.
It's a Player of the Year trophy.
Player of the Year trophy. Hold it there. Show us the side. Okay. This is a beautiful trophy. You must be very happy.
Yes, I am happy. I'm so proud of myself for the hard work that I put on the field.
Tell me about your rugby history. Where did it all start for you?
Okay, I started rugby in 2007 in Alice, and then I've been playing for Border for the rest of my life, and then I only moved to Cape Town this year. And I've been receiving these even in Border, so to me it's something that shows that I'm working hard. Even here for my first year, I also received the Player of the Year award.
Are you enjoying rugby at Western Province?
Yes, I am enjoying.
Now, what was the toughest competition for you this year?
It was when we were playing our first round with Border. They beat us. We've been bullying other teams like with big scores. When we get to them, we lose. It was a sad part of us because we were thinking that we're going to play the home finals, like playing here in Cape Town, but we ended up playing there by them, and then that's when we win them again in the finals.
This award is the Player of the Year, but it's not. It's obvious, of course, it helps to get this trophy if you've got a good team around you.
Yes, to being player of the player, it's not about myself because I can't play alone. It's a team sport. So each and every player that was in my team helped me to get this trophy.
Cindy, I'm going to leave it there. This is yours. I'm going to give it back to you. Your big trophy. We're very proud of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right, folks, of course, the annual Western Province Rugby Football Union Annual Awards Dinner here at the Cape Sun this evening. And big thanks, of course, to MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy on board with Cape Rugby TV. You'll find them on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. If you need any pharmaceutical products, then, of course, N1, MChem, just off the N1, has got everything you need. They are open 24 hours a day, one of the Cape Town's best pharmacies. I see Stephen Nell, scribe of rugby in Western Province, is standing behind us. I'm going to try and get his attention and get him to join us, but now I see he's having a conversation on the other side. But we'll see if we can get him a little bit later. But a lot of action here at the awards dinner, and folks, we'll catch up with some of the entertainment indoors and back in a sec.
And our Club Rugby Player of the Year goes to Johan Momsen from Stellenbosch.
Right, welcome back everybody. With me is Johan Momsen. He is the Western Province Rugby Club Rugby Player of the Year. Johan, dit is nou 3 weke in 'n ry wat ek met jou gesels.
Ja, omtrent genoeg gesien van mekaar nou.
Was jy al voorheen hierso by die WP ceremonie, end of year ceremonie?
Nee, ek was nog nie hier gewees nie. Is baie nice. Baie bevoorreg om hier te wees en is lekker ervaring.
Ek sien jou pa Nico is hierso vanaand. Jy het vanaand die trofee gekry vir die WP Club Rugby Speler van die Jaar. Jou pa en jouself, hoe voel julle?
Nee, ek dink my pa is verskriklik trots. Ek's baie opgewonde en trots.
Kom ons wys gou. Ons bring hom op hierso. Jy sê julle is baie trots, né?
Yes, dis nou nie die klub trofee nie, maar die klub trofee is bietjie groter.
Nee, hy's mos daai groot shield.
Baie groot. Nee, is groot trofee wat ek maar hy's nou weer teruggevat daar binne toe, maar groot voorreg om hierdie te ontvang. En ja, ek dink ek het al 'n bietjie gewoond geraak aan daai en maar hierdie is vir my nou 'n verrassing, maar my pa is baie trots.
Wat is dit wat vir jou hier uitgekry het? 'n Mens kan dit nie alleen doen nie.
Nee, verseker. Ek het verlede week vir jou gesê ons groep, ons span albei maties is iets wonderlik, groot groep. Elke keer as iemand seer kry, is daar net nog iemand om in te val. So die span is nooit verswak nie. Die span is altyd sterk en jy kan nie sonder 'n sterk span self perform nie. So
ek het jou gewatch op die veld by Nieuweland nou laas week teen Durbanville. En een van die dinge wat ek vir Jerome Paarwater in die show gesê het die volgende week is hoe baie koppelspelery aangaan. En ek gesien dat jy het miskien nie alle drieë gedruk nie, maar jy het omtrent meeste van die drieë opgesit.
Ja, ons probeer baie ons sit baie fokus daarop veral in die voorspelers om die bal te beweeg en ook om met kragte ook te speel. So ons probeer die krag en die spoed aspek en die skill aspek in elke speler se skill asset in werk.
Nou waantoe nou vir Johan Momsen? Jy's nou gesogte speler. Almal wil jou hê.
Nee, ek sal nog nie so sê nie, maar ek vang graad einde van die jaar en dan gaan ek nog Varsity Cup speel volgende jaar. En ek sal kyk wat die dinge daarna gaan. Daar's nog niks vas nie, maar ons kyk maar by wie almal belangstel en sal ons kyk wat is die pad vorentoe.
Ek wil hopelik sien jy jou een van die dae in die bokke trek.
Groot droom.
Lekker Johan, ons los dit daarso weer eens wel gedaan. Ne?
Baie dankie, waardeer dit.
Right folks, this is of course the Western Province Rugby Football Union annual awards dinner, and the best of the best are here tonight, and they're collecting their trophies. We've still got a number of interviews coming up. Of course, great speaking to Johan Momsen, Western Province Club Rugby Player of the Year. In a couple of secs, we'll be catching up with some more of the players, coaches, administrators here at the annual awards dinner at the Cape Sun. Back in a sec.
Most notably, the big award for the evening is the DHL Players Player of the Year award. Goes selected by their peers and is probably the sought-after award for this evening. It's not surprising for his performances on and off the field, none other than Sergio Peterson.
Right, folks, Western Province Rugby Football Union annual awards dinner with me now, Blitzvinnig, Sergio Peterson. Sergio, I'm trying to work out why you've got 2 trophies with you.
Oh yeah, the one's for most promising player.
Which one?
The small one, and the other one's for the players' player of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say the bigger one, I would say, many people have said before, is the most important one.
100%, you know, because I think it's because of all the respect from the peers, you know, guys I play with. You know, I got all their respect for. They were the ones that ultimately decided who gets this award, and yeah, it's cool getting the award from them.
Do you feel that like there's like the whole of Cape Town's loving you at the moment?
Well, I think the whole of Cape Town loves the style of rugby we're playing. You know, I've just happened to score the tries on the wing.
But there's something magic. I mean, there's something magic about when the ball is loose. We just know, you know, there's something magic about you and your rugby at the moment. I mean, maybe not at the moment in the past, but I'm talking about now the TV moments that we see. There's something magic about you in the game at the moment. It's just, and I think it's like galvanizing the people, the fans, the team, everything. Can you feel it?
100%. You know, I think just the style of playing we have here within the DHL Western Province. I think it's a phenomenal style of rugby. You know, it complements me. You know, that's what a wing wants. You know, a lot of space, a lot of ball. Just to go out there and express himself.
Is there a time when you see an opponent in front of you? I mean, I see it on the field. I see the guy in front of you, and you just decide, okay, there's no way that you're as quick as me, so I'm just going to run around you. Is there a time in your mind that you just like put the switch on, or is it part of a game plan?
I think it happens instinctively.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes things just happen and it works. You know, luckily, these past few weeks, I've been scoring nice tries, you know.
Well, that try against the Bulls where that fullback, I think it was the fullback, he just like dropped the ball and then he kicked it towards the line for you and then you ran and picked it up. I mean, you've had tremendous luck as well this year.
100%, you know. It's a lot of luck, you know. And I think that's what it is, you know, like doing things instinctively, you know, requires a lot of luck also.
Tell me a little bit about your rugby before Western Province.
First I started my rugby at the Kings. You know, 2013 was my first professional season.
And before that?
Before that, I was a schoolboy at Grey. My high school was at Grey, and then before that, junior school in a little town called Humersdorp, also in the Eastern Cape. So
did you play rugby when you were a little boy?
I played rugby ever since I could remember. So that rugby's always been my thing.
So how do you enjoy Cape Town rugby or Western Province rugby versus Eastern Province rugby? Can you feel is there different? Is it more expressive? Is it more running? There does seem to be a difference between Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere rugby.
Well, I think I'm enjoying my rugby the most that I've ever enjoyed my rugby at the moment. Yeah, at the Western Province. So there must be an element of, you know, expressing yourself. You know, getting so much backing from the coaching staff. You know, to go out there and just express myself and, you know, enjoy every moment I have on the field. Listen,
I can see why you're the player of the year. Player of the year as well. Congratulations. I'm going to leave it at that. I know you guys have had a long night, and you've got a couple of big games still coming up, semi-finals, and of course potentially back at Newlands for a Currie Cup final. And you guys have made us very proud.
Thank you very much. Just hopefully can continue the good form we've been having throughout the campaign.
Yeah, I'm sure you will have, no doubt. You've got the whole Western Province behind you.
Cheers. Thanks.
Right, folks. Sergio Peterson, of course. A superstar of Western Province rugby. We've had a great evening here so far. Remember, of course, the score Western Province Club Rugby Sevens is coming up this coming weekend. That starts at CPUT early in the morning. There's more than 40 teams taking part, so more than 900 players are taking to the field. It's been a great evening here at the Cape Sun, where it is their annual awards dinner. But of course, don't forget, of course, our sponsors who are supporting us. For those of you that don't know where to get your paint supplies, number 30 Coburg Road, Dulux Maitland. They've got all the paint requirements that you need. They will measure your property, spec your property, and in that manner, you'll save yourself a whole lot of money when you're looking at painting your property. Right, we're back after the break.
One of our greatest assets are our fans, the faithful. And we really wanted to create something unique, something world-class. A supporter club that engaged and interacted with all our fans, not only within the Western Cape, but regionally, nationally, and in fact internationally. We have the best fans in the world, and we believe we put together the most amazing, unique, and innovative supporter program. And we call on you to stand together with us. Are you one of the faithful?
Right, folks, folks, we're sort of getting stuck here behind Stephen Nell, journalist at Die Burger. Stephen, well, you and I have been coming to these awards now for about, 15 years?
Yeah, and JP, may I say that what an honor it is to be with you.
Every year you give me the same.
You become just more distinguished every year.
Well, but don't we all? We just seem to, I remember all the trips that we've taken overseas with the Springboks, and we've done enough. What do you think of the Currie Cup side at the moment?
I think it's unbelievable. You know, I grew up at Newlands as a Western Province fan, and I grew up as a little boy on the terraces in the heyday of Western Province in the 1980s. You know, the Currie Cup won 5 times in a row. And this is the most I've enjoyed watching Western Province since. It is absolutely wonderful to watch them play this free-spirited rugby. And then when the conditions demand and they produce with their forwards, it's fantastic.
I love the way that you express it. You say it so much better than me. But I suppose that's what I do. Is I get people like you to tell the real story. I just get it out of you. The Currie Cup itself, I was speaking to Chris van Sail a little bit earlier on about this. The rolling subs, it feels like the game is a little bit faster. Like there's something different about the Currie Cup.
Yeah, it's interesting. Rolling subs. I'm not 100% sure if it's the way forward. I kind of like the putting your guys out there kind of thing and using your substitutions bench.
Is it maybe then just that Western Province is playing better rugby, that I feel that there's that excitement or different speed about the game?
Yeah, you know, Western Province are playing the game at a wonderful pace, fast tempo game, superb on the counter attack as well. What can I say? I mean, just, congrats to Dobbo and the guys.
What do you make of the youngsters coming through the ranks?
No, good. I mean, and it's nice to see a guy like Ernst van Rijn coming through. You know, Ernst van Rijn is one of those guys who's just grabbing his opportunity at Currie Cup level. Lovely to see Sergil, coming from outside. And I wasn't actually that excited when they signed him, but my goodness, isn't he good? You know, great. Very shrewd signing. So
not just coming from outside figuratively, but literally, he'll take you around the outside.
He will take you. The Sharks will attest to that, won't they?
I love that.
I think you've got to play that highlight on your show.
Have you ever seen a game stopped after 40 minutes? A rugby game.
Getting a bit old. I actually have when the lights went out at Boland, but that didn't actually even last 40 minutes. It was a pre-season game against Province, and I think it was 10 minutes.
Not the lightning
so
game.
Eskom intervened.
Stephen, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks for chatting with us.
Okay.
We'll see you after the break.
Thanks, JP.
Right, folks. Of course, Stephen Nell, renowned journalist, one of South Africa's one of the world's leading rugby journalists. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll see you in a sec.
I'll leave you with a few words of encouragement. The first one, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. I have never dreamed about success. I have worked for it. And we have people here who can attest to that. The players have worked for it. Hard times don't create heroes. It is during the hard times when the heroes within us is revealed. And then last but not least, to the hard-working, multi-sweating, team behind the team, staff of Western Province Rugby, I thank all of you for your passion, your dedication, and your contribution to the brand. We thank all of you tonight.
Right, folks, welcome back. This is, of course, the wrap year of the Western Province Rugby Football Union Annual Awards Dinner. With me is Jerome Parvater, my co-presenter here at Cape Rugby TV. Jerome, we've been through a whole year of rugby. I know there's still a lot more rugby to come up, but this is what it all comes down to, the annual awards dinner for the players and the clubs at Western Province.
Yeah, great attendance of all the clubs, JP. And as Mr. Wakefield was saying earlier, we didn't know if there's going to be rugby because of the drought and the water restrictions. But I think we've done well in Western Province, and the clubs all did well, getting games. And look where we are at the end of the successful season.
I must say, I'm so impressed with how everybody tied together tonight, from the sponsors, the teams, the clubs, the executive. It really was a team effort tonight.
Yeah, and also having all the professional players here, and everybody's always talk about the big family province, but it just shows tonight the family, and I mean the players. They're normal people. They mix with the club players. They mix with the club people, and that's what rugby about. Is no one is higher than the other person, and I think we've got that right in Western Province.
A couple of standout players. We just interviewed Zama Kauba. I hope I got his name right. Zama, your under 21 player of the year. Big boy.
Yeah, no, he's a big boy, and I think he's a next Kulisi for me in the making. And he's also my under 20 captain. He's a great leader, a real hard worker, and also a great student. He's studying engineering, so he's a top class athlete and he's a top class student.
Sergio Peterson walked away with the Player of the Year award, which we always say is like one of the best. He's also really like the shining light at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he had a new life here in Cape Town, coming from the Cheetahs. He enjoyed his rugby there, but it seems like he just enjoyed much more here. And also, as Mr. Jones was saying, like in the beginning of the year, everybody was talking and saying like, we have enough of this players here, but he is special.
Jerome, let's leave it at that before we end up spending it all night here. Well, the Sevens is coming up, and hopefully we'll see you at Cape Rugby TV next week.
Yeah, JP, I've got a semi-finals this week, so I'll skip this week. But
you got the under 21s at Newlands, Western Province. In a semi-final.
Yeah, also against the Bulls. And then hopefully the following week we've got the finals at Newlands. So hopefully...
I mean, this is the 1 year that they can't put the seniors in another team.
No, they
can't.
No, they can't. We're all at Newlands.
This time there's no shifting around between the front. We're going to leave it at that. Jerome, lekker man, thank you. All right, folks, stay here, don't run away just yet. That's a wrap here from Cape Rugby TV. It's been such a pleasure having Jerome Paardewater join me on the show on such a regular basis. But the rugby isn't over for the season for a long time. It is, though, the end of the night here at the Western Province Rugby Football Union Awards dinner here at the Cape Sun. And from those of us here at Cape Rugby TV, we'll see you again. We'll see you this weekend at the Score Western Province Rugby Sevens at CPUT. Otherwise, have yourself a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.